All right, welcome, I guess, to the first mock show, or maybe the first show, but definitely a test show.
Definitely a test show.
Of BM Talk with Marc and Bob, me being Marc, and
me being Bob.
Producer Bob.
I'm Producer Bob.
We are also Facebook Live, as I understand it.
We are Facebook Live.
And how many people we got watching right now?
I think we have 2 people watching right now.
Any comments that we need to comment about?
No comments we need to comment about, just a couple hays.
A couple hays. Well, hey, everybody out there anyway.
Hello.
The show that we're going to be doing, podcasting anyway, BM Talk with Marc and Bob. We'd like everybody to listen. So if you are, the show's going to be where we're pretty much going to be talking about any topic, whether it's something popular in the news or something that's on our minds, or just anything in general. Maybe we're just going to sit here and bullshit, if I can say that on Facebook. Or am I censored on Facebook, or I can swear?
You can swear, you can fuck, you can do anything. You can't fuck anybody.
On Facebook, but you can say I can fuck anybody on Facebook.
Right.
It sounds good. You're also, while we're doing these shows, you're probably going to notice a lot of influences of our comedic styles, one being of the king of all media, Howard Stern.
Howard motherfucking Stern.
And I do want to clarify that we're not ripping Howard off. We're not trying to copy his show. It's an influence by him. So if we get some hey nows out there.
Hey now.
That's just a tribute to the king of all media. And being that he is the king, we're going to start every show with a prayer to Howard Stern that we have a good show and he blesses us with many listeners. So I'd like to have everybody right now, if they can, who's listening or watching, bow their heads.
Bow your heads.
And let us pray. Our Father, who broadcasts in New York, hallowed be thy name. The King of all media, Baba Booey be done on earth and across the airwaves. Give us a hey now.
Hey now.
And Robin's News. And forgive us for our bad connection and boring phone calls. We just want to be a part of the show. And lead us into the future and deliver us from the FCC. For Howard is the king, with the power and the buoy, now and forever. Amen. And that, we hope, will bless us with many listeners and great shows to come, because we're both big Howard fans and fans of comedy and kind of tired of the shit that's going on in the world, actually.
Right.
So we're also going to have a email that we're going to be starting up.
We are.
And I think we agreed on BM Talk 02.
BM Talk 02, baby.
What are we doing? Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail? We should probably discuss this. Does anybody have any suggestions? Anybody who's on Facebook Live right now watching this mock radio show?
Mock show. 2 people watching live right now.
2 people.
But it's all good because people seem like they go in and out or whatever, like seeing what the hell you're doing, you know?
Good, go in and out.
You're right.
But they suggest, what's the better email? Is it
Gmail?
Gmail?
I'd say a Gmail.
Okay, so
it'll be BM Talk
02
or
02.
Okay, see, I'm fucking it up. BM Talk 02
at gmail.com. So if you like what you hear, you don't like what you hear, you want to talk about something, drop us an email. If we read your email on the air, good for you. I don't know. We don't have any prizes as of yet, but
we have no idea.
If we read your email on the air, maybe Bob will feed his mother.
Oh, that's a great story.
Do we explain why we have to feed your mother with emails?
Yes.
Because earlier, while we were getting stuff ready and practicing and writing the show, you know, we're 2 fat guys. We got hungry, so we decided we're going to order some Chinese food. And so we did that, and then, you know, Bob's mom come out and was wondering where her food was. And it's because Bob didn't ask her if she wanted to eat.
I felt like an asshole.
She takes care of you.
She does.
She empties your pee carafe. And you can't even ask her if she wants something to eat.
She takes care of my MS.
Cooks for you, cleans for you.
Cleans. And Didn't even ask her if
Picks you up when you fall down. Now, she's starving in the other room right now, so if you could send those emails so we can read them to feed his mom, that would be great.
That's great.
Anything happening on the Facebook? Anybody we got to acknowledge? Or
Nope, nobody's saying shit.
No thumbs up, no, hey, you guys look good, or
hey, you guys suck.
Yeah, hey, you guys suck. Nothing like that?
Nope, nothing. One person watching live.
Only one person watching?
Yes.
Anybody we know?
Right. You see my buddy Jerry that I used to work with that said his wife.
All right, so like I said, we're going to talk about controversial issues, I guess, or whatever. And one thing I wanted to bring up that I read about on Facebook the other day was the Peter Rabbit controversy. I don't know if anybody knows about this, but the Sony Pictures animation movie, I should say, for children called Peter Rabbit has apparently gotten some fire lately.
They have been coming under fire from parents.
Yes, parents of the
allergic.
Yeah, the
parents of the allergic.
Parents of the food allergy committee,
right,
have gotten a hair up their ass. No pun intended. That apparently in this movie there's a scene that what's got them all in a bunch is there's a scene in the movie where Peter Rabbit and his rabbit friends are trying to kill Farmer McGregor. Okay?
Did you just make up his name? Or
No, that's his real name from the story.
Okay.
And in the process of trying to kill him or whatever they're trying to, obviously I think they're trying to kill him here.
Oh, right.
They're pelting him with blackberries.
And is he
now, as funny as that may be, throwing blackberries at somebody, apparently he's allergic to these blackberries.
Oh, okay.
And one of them gets lodged in his throat. And he goes into an anaphylactic, did I say that right? Anaphylactic shock. And has to stab himself with an EpiPen to stop from dying.
What the fuck?
So, these parents of the disease food allergy committee, of the allergic.
The parents of the allergic.
Apparently have gotten together, wrote a letter to Sony Pictures, all up in arms that they're glorifying bullying and
Sony doesn't give a fuck.
Picking on people with food allergies and how it's not funny, it's not fun. And I'm like, now, I get where they're coming from. I don't want to sound like I'm insensitive to what these people are saying. I get, okay, that's kind of bullying. You got bunnies trying to kill farmers and anaphylactic shocks and all these things, and I could get it. In this day and age especially, like I would not be surprised, especially with what happened in Florida, that you find another news story coming out that some child or a bunch of children on the playground have cornered some kid. They got him and they're pelting him with peanuts or shoving peanuts down his throat just to see if he'll go into an anaphylactic shock. And I wouldn't be surprised if I hear a news story like that.
Right.
So I understand where these people are coming from. They're concerned with, children not understanding anything. And thinking, oh, that's funny. Hey, so-and-so's allergic to peanuts.
I'm going to get a semi-automatic peanut shooter.
And start pelting the kid on the playground.
Right.
Just to wait for him to explode. So I get where they're coming from. But I think you got to not put the blame on Sony Pictures or the theaters for putting the movie out. I think at some point you have to take responsibility as a parent.
Right.
And talk to your children, first of all, to see if they even view that the same way as you do.
Because they might not even see it the same way that you do as an adult. They just see it as some stupid bullshit.
Absolutely. It's just bunnies pelting a guy with blackberries.
Right.
I'm sorry that there's all this underlying story there, but I don't think children are looking at that like, oh, I'm going to go to school tomorrow because I know little Billy son of a bitch doesn't like peanuts and I want to make him eat a peanut butter bar.
Right.
Peanut butter bar. So you should talk to your kids about, I understand this day, everybody, 2 jobs they got to work, or you're a single parent or something like that, but
Ken says, what's up, my dudes?
What's up, Ken? Are you have any allergies? Are you offended by
Are you
Peter
offended
Rabbit?
by Peter Rabbit, Ken?
And I think what they should do is they should take their kids aside
And explain
it to them. But parents don't want to do that nowadays. They want to have kids, but they don't want to take the responsibility of having kids.
No, they don't.
You know, I can say this because I have explained. My kids they're 7 and 3. They watch
And your 7-year-old
horror
went to
movies.
school and tried to imitate Freddy Krueger. And
Absolutely.
then you had to explain to him
Absolutely.
that it's fake.
We
And
were watching a Freddy movie. He went to school, grabbed some scissors. Now, he didn't injure anybody.
No.
He was just kind of flicking the scissors like Freddy flicks his glove. You know, that's what the teacher's note said, that he was playing with the scissors, mimicking Freddy Krueger.
Right.
So I sat him down and I explained to him, I'm like, listen, you can't, Freddy is a bad guy. That's not somebody you want to be like.
Right.
So you can't do that. And in the movie, the glove is fake and this and that, and it's just a story being told. People are pretending to be characters. And
he's like, but Daddy, I want to haunt people's dreams.
You got to wait till you're older for that. And I explained to him. I sat him down, and he understood just fine. Like, he said, no, I don't want to hurt nobody. And I'm like, well, scissors, you can hurt somebody. Like, if, so don't do it. And he understood and accepted it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to wait a couple more years before we start watching Freddy again.
Exactly. But that's what these parents need to do. They need to explain this kind of shit to their children.
And it goes with anything. They blame video games. They blame this and that.
They blame everything.
Except
themselves.
The lack of parenting. Because that's where it all starts, folks. I'm sorry to tell you. If you don't want to hear it, tough shit. It all starts at home. I got kids myself. I don't want them to shoot our schools up. I don't want them to be shot. So I teach them because I am a responsible parent.
Right.
And that's what you got to do. If you don't like to hear that, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. But that's just the way it's got to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see. Do I have any other note? No more notes on this.
Nah.
But, I mean, like, the Peter Rabbit thing. Okay, so one person got up in arms because of this scene or whatever happened. But you could take any movie and take it apart like that and make it offensive.
Pick and choose what you want.
Okay, Wizard of Oz.
Never seen it.
Okay, but let me explain what happens in this movie. And you tell me if you'd let your children go see The Wizard of Oz after my explanation. So this woman drops her house on another woman, kills her.
Is this the first show? Jerry asked, is this the first show? Is it going to be going on regularly? Yes.
Yes,
it is.
I think so.
We're trying to figure out a schedule for it.
Right. So my point with The Wizard of Oz is woman drops a house on somebody, kills a lady, steals her shoes, okay? Then goes to see a man behind a curtain with, supposedly like a god-type person to get home. This godlike person tells her to go on a mission to steal something from somebody else. In the process of her now committing a theft, she kills the woman for her broom. Brings the broom back to the wizard, who can't even get her home anyway because he's just he's a lunatic himself. So then the good witch comes down and saves the day and says, well, you've always had the power to go home. You just got to click your shoes. So if you think about it, too, the good witch could actually be the villain in this movie now in the beginning of the movie when she dropped the house on the woman and stole her shoes, the good witch was there and was like, we're going to celebrate the death of this evil witch. Knowing now in the beginning of the movie that Dorothy's got these shoes on that give her the power to go home, doesn't tell Dorothy about the power right away. Says, you got to go see the wizard. And then Dorothy goes, sends Dorothy okay, I'm going to give her a mission to go on. Like Don Corleone. I'm going to send whoever out to go do. So now Dorothy's on this mission to try and get home. And she could go home at any time. And then now another person dies. The wizard flies off because he's a dummy and doesn't know how an air balloon works. And now the good witch Glinda takes over Oz. And she's free and clear of 2 murders, theft, and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
So, if I really wanted to, the point being of all this, with the Peter Rabbit thing, you can take any wholesome movie, tear it apart, and get offended by something. And I think that's one of the biggest problems going on in this country is people are so butthurt
about everything.
And then what they do is they hide behind their kids, and this isn't good for kids, and I'm not going to let my kids watch this. Well, you know what? Good, because if you're that bad of a parent, your kids probably shouldn't watch this, because your kids are probably going to be the kids who go to school and have my son go into an anaphylactic shock because you don't have the parenting skills to sit them down and teach them not to shove peanuts or something allergic down the kid's throat.
Right.
So you as a parent, you probably should be locked up and your kids taken away from you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're working 3 jobs. You don't have time for your children anyway. So let's just take your kids away. Then you don't got to worry about raising them. You can just work your 3 jobs, do your drugs, and the 50 guys that you're doing, and have more kids to pump out so you can get welfare and all that stuff and live off the system.
Home Alone.
Oh.
I'm not going to even get into the Home Alone.
Do we have time to get into Home Alone?
No, we have no time to get into Home Alone. That'll have to be the next one.
I don't know why. What are we looking at for time?
We're looking at about 16 minutes right now.
Well, we have time to get into Home Alone.
Oh, okay.
If you want to get into Home Alone. We were talking about this earlier, and I do not like the movie Home Alone. I don't know if it's an age thing between you and I, but it's only like 5 years.
I love the movie Home Alone.
But for what reason?
Because it's just fun. I'd love to be that age and be able to do that.
You don't think it's wrong that there have been 4 sequels and they keep leaving this kid behind?
Well, you're looking into
where the fuck is CPS to take these?
You're looking into it too deep. I'm not looking into it deep. But see, that's the thing.
And how stupid are these criminals that this kid... And didn't
outwits them.
Didn't they change the kid?
Yeah.
In the movie, like
Home Alone 2.
Macaulay Culkin, but then they just interchanged him with somebody else?
Yeah. I think so.
And it was supposed to be the same character?
I didn't watch the 3rd and 4th or what.
I was waiting for Home Alone 5, CPS invades.
Home Alone 5, CPS.
But I don't know. I get how everybody likes the movie because I get the catchphrases and all that, but I just think it's a stupid premise.
It's hysterical.
Jared's. This is hysterical.
No,
Jerry.
I
can't understand your MS language. I got to learn it. Jerry says this is hysterical.
Yeah, he said it's hysterical.
Thank you, Jerry. We hope that you're going to be a long listener.
Yes.
And we plan on doing hysterical things like this.
Yeah, we do.
And talking about crazy shit. Where are we on? We're on Home Alone now.
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole conversation earlier today started because we were talking about the Christmas movies and how a Christmas Story is just played. I mean, even like our friend Chris was saying, they used to play, before they went to the one day, a 24-hour marathon of it, they would play it like Thanksgiving and then all that weekend and then every weekend up until Christmas, and then they consolidated it into the one that Christmas Eve, A Christmas Story plays 24 hours on 3 different channels. And I'm like, if anybody by now they've been doing this for a few years now, if anybody by now has not seen A Fucking Christmas Story, right. Like how many, okay, Jerry Lewis had these goddamn telethons for him to raise billions of dollars for muscular dystrophy, and there's no cure for muscular dystrophy.
Nobody knows what the fuck muscular dystrophy is. People say to me, "Oh, you got a muscular dystrophy MS? Oh yeah, I'm one of Jerry's.
You're one of Jerry's kids, not Jerry, our one fan over here.
No,
but
not Jerry, our one fan.
But thank God for Jerry. But anyway, so they consolidated it into one day, and I just think I don't think it's a good Christmas movie. I get the whole how the catchphrases and the kid in the snowsuit can't move and double dog dare you and the leg lamp and the whole thing. I get it all.
Do you know I've never seen it fully?
You're not missing anything. You know what? Spoiler alert, the kid shoots his eye out at the end. And that's the whole thing. The whole movie is a warning about this kid shooting his eye out, and at the end of the movie, he ends up shooting his fucking eye out anyways. What I think they should do...
You both can be Jerry's kids. Jerry, that's great.
Thank you. Jerry. Thank you. But I think what they should do Christmas time, like and this is just my personal opinion, my favorite Christmas story is Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Right.
And I think what they should do, right, instead of running the same movie 24/7 or 24 hours in the day, I think they should play the different versions of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve or throughout the Christmas season, which they do, but it's I think out of all the different versions that have been made of this movie, they take like 4 of them and they'll play them randomly throughout the Christmas season. And I'm like, there's been so many remakes that are good, so many. How about 24 hours of that?
Yeah, and it tells a good story. Nobody's shooting their eye out.
Yeah, nobody's shooting their eye out. An old greedy man learns a lesson, and becomes a better person. But no, we can't show that on TV because people will learn a moral lesson. They might become a better person. We're going to show a fucking movie where some 7-year-old kid shoots his eye out with a BB gun. All right, now what does that say about society? Everybody's school shootings in Florida, and you're going to run a movie 24/7 on TV about a kid who just wants a gun, and then he shoots his own eye out.
Then he's not even responsible.
I think that kid later on grew up to play with the Giants. That's a sports joke for all you Giants fan. You're not a big sports guy, but
no, I'm not.
I forget the guy's name. If Jerry knows the Giants guy's name. It was a New York Giants football player.
Yeah.
Went into a club a few years ago with a gun in his pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Or in his pants, and it went off, and he shot himself in the leg.
Plexico Burris.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's the kid from...
Oh,
he shot himself in the eye, so he ended up playing for the Giants when he got older. Okay, it's my sports joke.
It's
anyway.
It's hard when you get
I got to stop leaning this way because I'm getting off of camera, and I don't know if anybody...
everybody wants to see your
They do. They want to see me.
Yeah.
I did not shave today. No, I didn't shower either.
I don't shave any day.
I didn't today, but I put on new clothes.
Nice.
So I'm rocking the fat guy suit, the sweatpants and hoodie.
Nice.
Because I'm fat now, and that's why I can't fit into any regular clothes.
And you got sex legs.
And I have sex legs.
Sex legs.
It hurts. I don't know. The muscle in your legs.
Oh, bless you.
So how much time we got?
Howard, bless you.
Because we're doing. We're gonna try and start with a 30-minute show, just so we don't overstay our welcome and go too long, and then we start rambling about nothing, and then we're not funny or hilarious, and then it's just okay, guys. You got to cut it at some point.
End it, guys.
So as we're, what do we got? We say 16 minutes, 6 minutes,
22 minutes down.
22 minutes down. So we got less than 10 minutes.
About 6 minutes.
About 6 minutes left, so we can. Let me see. We plugged the email. Send in any suggestions or views if you listen to this now, or if you're going to listen to it later. And you don't like something we said, you agree with something we said.
Please say something.
And again, we'll read. We'll take all kinds of input. We're not going to get butthurt if you don't like us or don't like the show, or
trust me.
Oh, I don't like what you said about the Peter Rabbit movie, and this you should take a different stand. Blah blah blah. Okay.
I got a vibrator named Peter Rabbit.
You have a vibrator named Peter?
I'm talking about like a woman.
Oh.
Like a woman being like, I got a vibrator named Peter Rabbit. You best not be talking about my motherfucking Peter Rabbit.
There is a vibrator. It's called the Rabbit.
I know that.
Oh, so
that's why I'm saying that. That's why
and Peter's another name for a penis. So
Peter, penis.
Peter Rabbit. We should make a movie where Peter Rabbit is a vibrating penis, and he pelts a vagina with tampons or something. Peanuts.
She's highly allergic.
And the vagina swells up and explodes.
Sends it into anaphylactic vaginal shock.
He's got to stab it with his EpiPen.
Yeah.
His EpiPenis.
Penis. That's great.
Yeah, we're having too much fun here now.
Oh.
But anyway.
His cum is the medicine if you didn't get it.
Gives all new meaning to cream pie.
It does. Oh, boy.
Yeah, go have your kids watch that movie and tell me how offended you are. What do we got? Anything new up?
Nothing new, except Michael Diaz is watching.
All right, Michael Diaz is watching.
Watch, I said his fucking last name wrong, but I shouldn't have.
Did you say it wrong?
No, I don't think
See,
so.
look, Bob is closer to the phone than I am, so he's got glasses on. So if he fucks up anybody's name or comment,
Fuck up anything, it's all my fault.
that's all on him.
Right.
I see someone else just popped up.
I do too. Michelle Adams.
All right, Michelle.
Michelle Adams.
Well, we got less than 5 minutes left. Remind everybody again that email address is bmtalk02 at gmail.com. And I think we're going to get a website up or something.
We're going to end up getting a website up, the whole nine.
Now, where is this going to be posted?
I think we're going to do iTunes.
iTunes?
YouTube.
Now, how do they get a hold of, like, after we're done recording this show, like those who have watched it on Facebook Live, you can re-listen to what we're doing right now later on. Now, how can they get a hold of this show?
Yeah, iTunes, or you're talking about the video show?
No, what we're talking, the audio
the
part.
The actual audio show.
Yes.
iTunes, like YouTube,
Look, all right,
Stitcher,
take me through that because, in all honesty, I'm an idiot. I don't know how that shit works. So I go to iTunes.
Yes, and we'll have the show.
And then I just search podcasts, and then I go to BM Talk.
BM Talk.
That's how it works? And then it just comes up. This show's posted.
It should come up. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna go iTunes, YouTube,
any of the places.
Now, are you gonna put
where people put podcasts on?
Are you able to put the Facebook Live video on?
Yeah, I can put that on.
So that'll go up on
Yeah, I
YouTube.
can put that
You
on.
can go to iTunes and get the audio portion of this podcast.
Right.
And then how long does iTunes keep it up there?
I think forever.
Forever, as long as they want.
Yeah, as long as.
So there's two places you can get the show.
Around, yeah.
Tell your friends if they listen in and let us know what you think.
Yeah, we're putting ourselves out.
That's right.
We're putting it out there because fuck that.
And remember to pray to Howard.
Yes, remember, pray to Howard. We're giving the Stern.
We have to give the man respect.
We gotta give him respect.
We're both big fans and influenced. Right. So I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but not to beat a dead horse and keep talking about it. But I mean, Howard is the man. He's the whole reason the two of us are sitting here right now.
Do this, yeah.
The whole reason I'm the person I am. I have the sense of humor I have. Because of that, people may not like that, but it's the sad truth.
It is the sad truth, folks.
And I
think. We're gonna have to let it go from here.
From here, this is it. This is
the send off.
This is the inaugural BM Talk.
Yes.
Show, episode 1.
Episode 1.
And hopefully one of many.
Yeah, one of many. Hopefully.
So spread the word. Let everybody know it's BM Talk with Marc and Bob. It'll be on iTunes and YouTube very soon. The email, if you want to email us, your thoughts or anything, is bmtalk02 at gmail.com. And soon, we'll have a website, get you that out there once we get that going.
Oh,
and
here we go. Jerry, good test show. Keep it up. Do some local stories. Trump women stories. Keep it fun.
All right, well, we'll definitely have that going. We got some suggestions for the next show.
Yeah.
And we will hopefully see you, Jerry, and a whole bunch of more people the next one. This is BM Talk with Marc and Bob.
With Marc and Bob. All right, guys. Have a good night.